Good evening, I am Adventure Argonaut. This is the Golden News, and I will talk about the news from the past week and all the important happenings. Uh, just after I verify that my streams are working, of course. Let's see. Kick and Twitch look okay. How about Rumble? Hello. What's going on here? Is it working or is it not working? Yes, it looks fine. Everything looks fine. Okay, let's go to the first topic then. So the first one is Trump the magician, because there was the AI image last week of him as Jesus, and there's like further info about that. So let's go have a look. This one. So first, somebody pointed out that Trump here is basically wearing the same attire as the magician on the card, the tarot card, the magician. So I don't know. It's possible it's coincidental because I've also seen Pope Ratzinger or whatever Benedictus wearing similar kind of clothing. So I don't know if it's like maybe maybe there is some Catholic meaning to it, or maybe there's an occult meaning, or maybe both. Maybe it's like uh, the colors red and white in this combination. Maybe they've been inherited from who knows where. And let's see. And then a lot of people were intrigued by this. Can we zoom in closer? If I click here, is something happening? Not sure if no, okay, no, I cannot click, or I can click, but nothing seems to happen anyway. So you have to bear with me. So like these three figures here, like somebody at least claimed that Trump didn't post the original version of it, that the original version had like three soldiers or something. But then Trump's version had this sort of, at least from a distance, I assumed it's an angel because it looks like it has wings, but somebody found out it looks very much like a Baal from this book, The Last Pull. That was, I think it came out 2012 or something. So John Anderson says, I did some digging, and the godlike figure at the top of Trump's pose is actually Baal and the demon from the cover of a book called The Last Pull. So I don't know what the book is about, really. But here it is on Goodreads, but this is a different cover. And the guy has an interesting name, Jason Morningstar, which of course is like, Lucifer. But I don't think that's the guy's real name. Does it say anything about the book, like the story summary or anything like that? It says it's only 22 pages. Okay, there's no information about it. But like I noticed another thing that this Jason Morningstar had published Fiasco, and Fiasco is like a role-playing game where you don't need a game master. It's like one-shot role-playing game you can play with your friends. Like it takes maybe 4 hours for one session, and I played it a few times in my life, and it's usually been fun. So the same guy who wrote The Last Pool wrote this, so Fiasco. So I don't know what's the deeper significance of this, but it was just weird. And let's see what's next. The House just failed to pass a resolution to end Trump's war with Iran by one vote. The count was 213 against 214. Just one Democrat, Jared Golden, voted to let Trump keep waging the war. Yeah. So right now they have a ceasefire. I think it's gonna last one more week or something, but after that, it looks like there might the war with Iran might continue. Hello, Mr. Computer. Don't get, don't hang up. All right, let's see the next one. Hello, Mr. Computer. No, why I didn't press there. God damn it! Don't be so crappy. All right. Okay, is this so? Trump supposedly posted this weird schizo video with I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to play the sound because if it's some copyrighted song or something. WTF is wrong with our president. So if it's not like fake or something, is it like Slipknot? It looks like Slipknot, but I don't know. So that's just freaking weird. If indeed Trump posted that stuff, I haven't seen the whole thing. I don't know if there's a deeper message in it. Okay, load please. And okay, Iran officially closes Strait of Hormuz. So yeah, it looks a bit like on both sides they're preparing to continue the war. And hey, I'm not even saying it's necessarily a bad thing for either side. Um, all right, let's move to the next topic already. So the next topic is it's more like a nuclear scientist and other like let's say scientists in important positions go missing. This is also something I talked about last week, but there's another missing person. So if the computer would respond to what I just did. All right, finally. It only took like 5 seconds. Okay, so another individual connected to top secret US nuclear research has vanished without a trace, Daily Mail reports. This is now the 10th person connected to top secret US nuclear research to go missing or die mysteriously. So, walked out of his house with only a gun, left his phone, wallet, keys, and car behind, worked at the facility that builds 80% of America's nuclear weapons. He's the 10th person this has happened to. Nobody in the government has said a word. There's really something happening. So yeah, like either somebody is assassinating them, whether it's in the U.S. government or a foreign government, not sure, or maybe they're being taken to like off-world through the Stargate in preparation for a big cataclysm, or who the fuck knows. But it sort of like might mean that they are from the like the same people are taking either killing or just taking these scientists with them for whatever reason. So yeah, and Kate here says that yes, I've been studying all these cases, and every single one has the same theme of leaving phones, smartwatches, wallets, etc. behind and just vanishing the thin air. I guess because those things can be used to track you. One of the more recent ones, he put his smartwatch in his mailbox, found dead in a lake 3 months later. Like, of course, it could be that the death was faked or something. I don't know, but like if these people have special skills, it's possible that this is cause for somebody to want them dead, or perhaps these people um, like somebody wants them for their capabilities and is abducting them for their some secret Bond villain or something. Yeah, there's the same group behind all cases. Bingo, exactly. So um, so Yeah, responded to the same story. They need 2 months. Now they're gone. 10 scientists, 36 months, zero explanations. NASA, MIT, Los Alamos, the Air Force, dead, missing, vanished. Nuclear fusion director assassinated at home. Astrophysicist shot on his porch at 6 a.m. JPL director vanished mid-hike, never found. Four-star general walked out with a revolver gun. And now number 10, Stephen Garcia, top secret clearance. Controlled components for 80% of America's nuclear weapons. Left his home, his wallet, his car, picked up a gun and walked into the desert. Found nothing, searched every file, every email, found absolutely nothing. Former FBI director said it plainly. Our scientists are being assassinated. Someone is hunting America's most dangerous minds and nobody's talking about it. Hey, I'm talking about it. But I don't know whether they're being assassinated, like I said already. That's, I guess that's the most obvious conclusion, but not necessarily the only one. And here, scientist Amy Catherine Eskridge was found dead at 34 years old. She had publicly warned her life was in danger over groundbreaking work tied to UAP technology. So I guess UAP is the political, like the politically correct term for UFO or something. So I don't know. I haven't heard about her before. And just add Nuno Loureiro, plasma physics, and Amy Eskridge anti-grav research. So links between missing and dead officials. So there's like Frank Maywald, Carl Grillmeyer, Michael David Hicks, Monica Jacinta Risa, William Neil McCasland, Melissa Cassius. Yeah, so I don't really know much about this, but you can have a look. You can post a picture later if you want or something. Zorro Ranch Epstein is related, of course. Okay. And another warehouse fire has broken out, this time in Compton, California. This is the seventh warehouse fire in the past week alone. So if that's true, if this number is correct, it's a bit sus, I must admit, because
really starting to take off.
yeah. Okay, now it should work better because the picture is not trying to move. Because when I first heard about it, it was like some guy who supposedly, was pissed at his boss for not paying enough salary or something. But it's like, is there really some, I don't know, let's say fight club against their bosses here burning these warehouses? Are some of these because of this kind of vandalism or sabotage, or others are just accidents, or is there something else going on? Like what did the warehouse contain? Like, is somebody trying to eliminate certain kind of resources from America or something like that? But let's move on to the next stuff. And that is Japan, like, more subversive stuff that is being done against Japan, uh, partially by their own government. So here comes the censorship. Takaichi is allocating 500,000 USD in tax to monitor and analyze online hate speech. The plan includes monitoring online content that demeans, insults, or incites exclusion against specific ethnic or national groups. This comes amid growing anti-foreigner sentiment on X that is fabricated slash amplified by Russian disinformation bots, according to the government. So if this is true that the Takaichi's government is doing that, she's like complete Meloni in Italy. Like, she was supposed to be super based, conservative, whatever, but she's complete opposite, supposedly. And Japan Israeli ambassador complains about the rise of in anti-Semitism in Japan and compares it to the Holocaust. Nippon Banzai, if that's true, if the anti-Semitic sentiment is rising in Japan. I mean, I disavow. Horrible, horrible. Okay, next one. Um, and Japan's re-migration party San Seito is now polling second nationally, leaving every leftist party behind, and is sitting right below Takaichi's LDP. Japan is waking up. I guess that sort of means that Japan is waking up, if that's true, that it's polling that well. But still, you should remember that. I don't know a great deal about Sunset or like are they trustworthy, but it's there's a good chance that it's something like the AFD in Germany that they have some good quote unquote conservative policies, but they might because AFD certainly seems like controlled opposition, like their leader is a lesbian woman with some even like a foreign wife, not very trad or anything. Okay, please. Damn it. Takaichi allocates, was it 700,000 something? Allocates 700,000 USD in taxpayer money to attract Muslim tourists. What the fuck are you doing? So if that's true, like I'm not saying this Kumashun is necessarily the most reliable source for information, but nobody is posting community note, so must be true, right? Islam student member reporting for duty. It's not how it works, isn't it? Like when something happens, it's this guy. Samlah Mallah Haidar is his name or something. Like when there's an attack or something, then he's the culprit. But it's not really. It's too early for that yet. Gio Scotti or whatever, make Gio Scotti skinny again. Groiper. I think he ruined the joke. Japanese. Okay, this is just I don't know silly stuff. Japanese fans spent about $4,000 for a dream date with his favorite underground idol. A full Disneyland day with rides, meals, and photos, all paid by him. Days later, he claimed he discovered the bodyguard she brought along was actually her husband, and that he had unknowingly paid for all three of them. The story exploded online after he said he felt emotionally deceived, sparking a huge debate about idol culture in Japan, especially the expectation that idols stay available to maintain fans' fantasy. After the backlash, the idol issued a public apology and said she had already left her idol. Does mean like her idol work, and she never confirmed the marriage. Uh, but yeah, I think everybody's here basically a loser. Like this guy is a loser for thinking that simping for this celebrity is I don't know gonna make her fall for him, and of course she is because she's been a you know a softcore hoe, you might say, because I guess she didn't give him a happy ending or anything even, and of course the husband, it's sad for him because he still has to watch his wife or girlfriend or whatever go on a date with another guy. So I think everybody's here a loser, and but yeah, I think the idol culture is sick. Like I think it's normal to lust after attractive female idols and stuff, but you shouldn't deceive yourself that it's this something deeper going with stuff like that. Is this? I don't think Muslims trying to build a mosque next to a Shinto temple understand. It shouldn't be a Shinto shrine. Understand what happens when the Japanese are pushed too far. Oh, they have friendship flags with the wheel of friendship. Yeah. So of course, can't say for sure whether um, this video is actually related to this event or if it's something that happened earlier or even AI and stuff. But let's assume for now it is true. But okay, let's move on from Japan just briefly to China. Very briefly. So fire engulfs parking garage at Chinese EV giant BYD site in Shenzhen. So yeah, there's some big fire in Shenzhen, which is just across the border from here, Hong Kong. I didn't see the flames though, or the smoke. So I think it's supposedly some sort of accident or whatever. But yeah, you can complain about electric vehicles that they're unsafe and stuff. But I just want to complain about BYD, whatever, BYD. Like that's the worst car name ever. Like I see them here in Hong Kong advertised, or even some people driving. It's like that's the lamest car name. Like I challenge you, I dare you to find a worse name for a car brand than this. And oh yeah, Malaysia has some fire problems too. It seems to be a theme of fire, fire, fire. Let's see what was that happened there. So fire destroys 1,000 stilt homes in Malaysia, Sabah, displacing thousands. Blaze struck a water village that is home to some of Malaysia's poorest residents. Yeah, so I don't know, whether it's an accident or there's something else going on, and I'm not that interested, but I just happened to see this, so I reported on it, and let's see if there's further news later that somehow makes the story even more interesting. And of course, it's unfortunate on all that stuff, but like, hey, I don't have anything more insightful to say about that. Oh, damn it, I forgot. I completely forgot uh, to change the image for the bid fire, but okay, let's move on. So this is about basically news relating to Catholicism, the Catholic Church, and all that stuff. So the Catholic Church has supported government's legislation. So e-Crusaders and Suicide Watch, Catholic Church supports the resettlement of 500,000 Africans in Spain. The gods who want Europe to remain European are Semitic desert gods that hate Amalek and Rome. So if this is true, that's oh, where's the link? Yeah, Spain approves plan to give around 500,000 undocumented migrants legal status. Yeah, that's, and I guess I'm gonna assume that this guy is Kalos, um, is correct that in saying that the Catholic Church supports it, which is of course bad. But of course it shouldn't be news that the current administration of the Vatican is cucked. I'm not Catholic, but my argument, because I grew up hating Catholicism, especially among Christian dominations, but nowadays I think that the fact that Catholicism has been infiltrated by Masons and tiny hats and all sorts of perverts. It means that perhaps once upon a time the Catholic Church was a force for good, and that's why it was infiltrated by people who want to turn it into something bad. And Pope in Great Mosque openly forges Vatican Islam super alliance. What on earth is going on? So, and here's community notes. Pope signing the Book of Honor at Algeria's Great Mosque was a customary gesture during a visit to promote interfaith dialogue and peace building, not the forging of any super alliance. So, yeah, I guess it's not a super alliance. I guess that super alliance sounds, it's like, I don't know, some super robot anime. But still, I guess it depends, like what kind of alliance are they? Is it some, woke BS, or is it alliance against, another, like if Catholics and Muslims unite against another Abrahamic faith, that would be a different story, but I doubt it's that. What is this? A new outrage has broken out after Pope Leo appeared to quote Jesus using a passage that does not exist in the Bible. Jesus told us, "Blessed are the peacemakers, but woe to those who manipulate religion in the name of God for their own military, economic, and political gain, dragging that which is sacred into darkness and filth." The first line echoes scripture, the rest does not appear in any biblical passage. The Pope is being accused of using a fabricated quote from Jesus to push a political message. Community note here says Pope was delivering a homily which often blends scripture with commentary. OP misleadingly presents the quote as a single sentence. The transcript shows that the Pope cites Jesus' words, ends the sentence, and begins commentary in a new sentence. Okay. So yeah, but there is controversy still. We can say that's like, over Pope's words, whether it's justified controversy or not, I am not sure. And also Pete Hegseth quoted a fake Bible verse from Pulp Fiction during a Pentagon sermon. Okay, let's listen to this.
So the prayer is Caesar 25:17, and it reads, and pray with me, please.
The path
of the downed aviator is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of camaraderie and duty, shepherd the lost through the valley of darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to capture and destroy my brother. And you will know my call sign is Sandy 1 when I lay my vengeance upon them.
And you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my...
Wait, what? Okay. So I'm not sure, like, whether to believe, is this like AI generated like Hegseth stuff, or is it like, I don't know, is he making some joke or something? Grok, was the Bible verse fake? Yes, the Bible verse Pete Hegseth quoted is fake. It's the fictional one written for Pulp Fiction. Samuel L. Jackson's character recites a longer invented version of Ezekiel 25:17. The real Ezekiel 25:17 is short, "And I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon them." Hegseth adapted the movie script for his prayer. Like, yeah, it's like uses, I don't know, like, did Hegseth do it deliberately? Or is it like really he didn't know? Because like using the word aviator, I doubt that word appears in the Bible. All right, but let's move on. Let's go to the next topic, and that's gay adoption. Yeah, I don't want to look at that picture anymore. Well, this is quite disturbing. So gay man with a husband posts video of his baby asking for mama before laughing in the comment section about the idea of throwing it away and starting over. Commenter, throw it away, start over. Shane McAnally, anally. So, and the guy's name is actually McAnally. Like, is that like his I don't know, gay stripper name or his real name, or I don't know what to think. The baby was born via surrogate in October 2025. McAnally, 51, who shared the footage on his Instagram page, is a country singer-songwriter.
Who do you want, Dada or Pop?
Mama.
No, Mama. Do you want Dada or Pop?
Yeah, it's evil. Like, that the kid has like the instincts to want for a mama. Even he knows that it's unnatural that he doesn't have a mama or anything, and it's a different thing if the mama died at childbirth or something, but it's like it's just, yes, like, well, here we have a quote saying that this is human trafficking, basically. Buying babies is human trafficking. If you are confused on how to procreate, then you don't deserve to raise a child. Did I mention buying babies is human trafficking? Yeah, Germanic friend is right on here. The gay Nashville couple who purchased a 6-week-old baby boy are continuing their mockery of the child in a new video, calling the baby homophobic for making a face when one of the men tells the baby he has two dads, and even agreeing with commenters they should throw it. Like, are there, the social workers or whatever doing anything about this in the States? And based electrician here says the average live and let live clown defended gays buying babies until a couple of days ago when they actually saw it in action. Many people can't visualize an abomination until you actually hit them over the head with it. The entire pride movement relies on tricking people. That's about love rather than perversion, and over emotional low thinkers struggle to see past the deception. Like, me too. I was, much more pro gay rights. That was long before it was called LGBT, like, let's say 25 years ago or something, in the early 2000s, because then it was like, back then in society, gay stuff was really marginal. I was like, yeah, whatever, they can do what they want and stuff. But like, gradually, my mind began to change, and when Obama lit up the White House in the rainbow colors, that was like the moment basically when I saw that news, is that like, okay, this, I'm against all of this. Like, I guess before that I was still a bit like, hesitant, like what should I think, but that was the moment, like, okay, that's a force for evil. Like, that was in 2015, I think, when Obama did that. And there's also this South Shore Academy teacher Jamie Varley accused of murdering baby he was trying to adopt go trial today. So to be clear, two gay men applied to adopt a baby boy and then raped him to death within 3 months of having him in their home. Yeah. Just gonna assume this is correct. That they're not lying. Okay, let's move on. It's just, but yeah, millstones around people's necks might be good, like the Bible says. And we go to Israel. Israel del and Diest. Israel has to be destroyed because before Israel is destroyed, we can have no peace or sanity in the world. And of course, referring to the political institution or organization called the State of Israel. Tens of thousands of bees have suddenly swarmed across parts of Israel, prompting authorities to warn residents and shop owners to keep doors and windows closed. So yeah, it seems somewhat apocalyptic. It has been reported that military aircraft in Israel have been grounded due to an invasion by largest swarm of bees in history. So interesting. Like, of course, it might be blown out of proportion, but it still seems weird. How's this translation? Strange incident occurred a short while ago in Netivot. Hundreds of bees swarmed a car and tried to get inside. What was inside the car? Maybe there's, I don't know, super honey. That's the true chew gold, super honey. Italy is suspending defense agreement with Israel. Italian Prime Minister Meloni says, okay, that sounds like a step in the right direction if she's turning against Israel, but like, she still screwed Italy as far as I know. Like after she was elected and stuff. She's becoming the biggest disappointment in Europe. What? No, it's more like the opposite, like she's doing something good. Ukraine has made anti-Semitism a criminal offense. Wasn't, the same thing in the Soviet Union for some peculiar reason? Penalties include fines or prison time up to 8 years, depending on severity. So completely a coincidence. You don't have to worry about that. Like, it has nothing to do with this hat or anything or his ethnicity. This is coincidence, surely. Not gonna read all that, but some Israeli soldier knocked down a Jesus statue and hit him on the head with a mallet. Yeah, this is America's greatest ally and Christians' greatest ally and die for Israel and stuff. Yeah, come on, man. The IDF is currently examining the reliability of the photograph. If this is indeed real, recent picture, these actions do not align with the IDF's values and behavior of expected of IDF soldiers. Incident will be investigated thoroughly and in depth. Yeah, it doesn't go along with their values because this is too public. Like this is otherwise they would certainly do it. Yeah. Just after Easter as well. And 89.5% of the Epstein list is Jewish, and 0% of its female victims were Jewish. Like, I'm not sure where the Jenny or whatever her name is, like where she got these numbers. But at least I don't see any community note saying she's wrong, so must be like, she's probably close enough. Let's put it that way. Like, I don't know if this is the official number, but yeah, probably close enough. And Shmuley, Rabbi Shmuley with Brigitte Macron. How does a dildo selling rabbi get personal access to every world leader? Technically, she's not the world leader. She's just the president's wife, quote unquote. But yeah, good question. Yep, Jeff. And Argentinian President Javier Milei was emotional after kissing the Western Wall in Israel. Iran must do something about this wall. Yeah, listen up, Iran. Maybe you should have a look. And Ukraine will attract migrants from Africa to address labor shortage. Budinov. Kiev is currently revising its list of migration risk countries, which sets their rules for entry and legalization of foreigners. So this is a ZOG blueprint for every white country. Step 1, provoke war with Russia, China, etc. Step 2, draft all white men. Step 3, with all the white men gone, import Africans and Indians to replace them. Every person who promotes Russophobia is helping this plan. Yeah, exactly. Like, as a Finn, I feel this because most of Finland seems to support Ukraine. And, well, I'm not saying I support Russia, but I certainly prefer Russia over Ukraine. And I guess you should say there's a Finnish saying, oma lehmä ojassa, like your own cow in the ditch. And because of this fucking Ukraine war, Finland joined NATO, and I've been opposing that as long as I've been an adult, which is, over 20 years. So yeah, I don't I don't want the Ukrainian men being killed off or anything. But it's instead of fighting Russia, they should have fought Zelensky's administration and the Americans his American puppet masters or Israeli puppet masters or whatever. But nope, the dumb guy is too dumb to actually, point the gun in the right direction. And the same goes for Finland and most European countries. And I wish it wasn't so, and I wish it would change someday soon, and maybe it will. But as it stands right now, most white men are too dumb to, see this very obvious blueprint and notice who the real enemies are. United States government will ban World Cup attendees if they fit the profile of being anti-Semitic after their social media is scanned. So if this is real news, it's like, okay, how about if you're racist against Greeks or Koreans, will you still be banned, or is it why anti-Semitic? I wonder. Was this Israel tweeted, Pride rises at the lowest place on earth. This June, the Dead Sea becomes Pride Land, the biggest LGBTQ festival ever in Middle East. 4 days of non-stop celebration, community, and connection. Israel celebrates the LGBTQ community bigger than ever. I think this is almost like they are daring Iran to nuke them or something, or maybe just God, sent Gabriel over and some fire and brimstone or something. It's very simple. Global Homo always backs the side with pride parades. Back Taiwan, back Israel, back Ukraine. Fight Russia, fight Iran, fight China. Homophobia is the only path to peace. Yeah. Like, I don't necessarily agree. Like, the implication that, China or something is the, like, maybe you can say it's the lesser of two evils, but it's still evil, probably. And I guess same would probably still go for, like, Putin's Russia, but it's still lesser of two evils. What's this? They painted over Epstein's temple. Yeah, I've seen this like a few weeks ago already, but this comment from Yugo Kana is quite insightful. One day soon they will say it never existed. Yeah, I think that's probably what might happen. Like, no, it's just on my island. It was like there's nothing there. Like, it was just some warehouse. Nothing happened. Epstein, who's that? General Secretary of the Presidency, sister of Javier Milei, uses tarot and astrology to decide the directions of the Argentine government. So is it working out, and what the fuck is wrong with this creature's face? Like, do you really think this is human? Like, seriously? I have great doubts about this thing being human. Like, it doesn't really bother me if the government is using tarot or astrology. It's more like, what is this thing? All right, I think that's last. Yeah, let's go to the next part, the last section, which is gaming, entertainment, and computer stuff and so forth. So let's see what we have here. 23 major news outlets, including the New York Times and USA Today, are now blocking the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine from saving copies of their articles. They are doing this because they do not want AI companies to use the archive pages to train large language models. That sounds like an excuse. Like, okay, it might be true, but there's other reasons as well, I think. This surely protects their content from scraping, but it also limits public access to historical news records. It makes it harder to track how stories change over time and preserve in journalism. Yeah, exactly. People pointed out that, like, 5 years ago they said that you have to take the jab, or it's safe and effective, and now they might say, like, we never told you it's safe and effective. So what's this? Windows Defender has been compromised. Right now, there's a public unpatched exploit that gives any app on your Windows PC full system access. No password, no pop-up, nothing. Your antivirus doesn't stop it. Your antivirus is the exploit. Windows Defender is the attack vector. Ransomware gangs can use this to encrypt your entire machine and steal every set password, browser session, Discord token you have. Fully patched Windows 11 real-time protection on thread. Okay, not gonna read the whole thread. But it's like, yeah, I guess we should thank India for this. So Microsoft ignored him, now your PC pays for it. One researcher reported a critical Defender vulnerability privately. Microsoft dismissed it, so he published it, then dropped 2 more in 13 days. The latest is called Red Sun. It's unpatched. It works 100% reliably on Windows 10, 11, and Server right now. Doesn't bypass your antivirus, uses your antivirus as a weapon. Defender tries to restore flagged file. The exploit redirects that right into C Windows System 32. No admin, no pop-up, system access in seconds. Blue Hammer patched, undefined, breaks Defender, updates forever. Red Sun unpatched, public POC on GitHub, whatever it means. Piece of crap on GitHub. His message to Microsoft: I wasn't bluffing. I'm doing it again. RCE is reportedly next. That one needs 0 physical access. Okay. So if this is true, why haven't I heard anybody else even mention this? Like, shouldn't this be big news? Should I disable? Yeah, I shouldn't use Windows Protect whatever Defender. A former employee at OpenAI is blowing the whistle on Sam Altman, claiming he's building portals and summoning aliens using artificial intelligence. The portals are reportedly located in the United States and China, with a new one added in the Middle East. We are building portals from which we're genuinely summoning aliens.
AI capacity is shaping the balance of power between nations and all of our security. One former OpenAI executive said, quote, "We're building portals from which we're genuinely summoning aliens. The portals currently exist in the United States and China, and Sam has added one in the Middle East. It's just like wildly important to get how scary that should be."
So I have no idea how reliable any of this stuff is. Did this former employee actually claim this, or is it completely made up, or maybe the guy claimed this and he's lying, or he's insane, or maybe he's correct. I think all we just have to roll a dice to see which one is the truth here, because I don't know. So like I wouldn't be surprised at this point if they did summon aliens through portals, or aliens, demons, whatever they are. Yeah, this is weird stuff. Starting in 2027, smartphones sold in European Union will be required to have user-replaceable batteries designed for greater durability and more charging cycles. Manufacturers must also provide spare parts and repair manuals for at least 10 years after a model is released. This is real pressure against planned obsolescence. It should mean phones that actually last longer, cheaper fixes, and a lot less electronic waste piling up. About time. So this is making me feel very confused, very torn, because this does sound like good news, but it's done by the EU, and I despise the EU. So I don't know what to think about this. But I guess it's good if there's no catch. The Onion has successfully acquired Alex Jones's Infowars after 17 months of legal battles, and has debuted its new logo. It will be turned into a parody of itself with the support of the Sandy Hook families. Okay, that's just ridiculous. So I thought it wasn't happening, now it is. Yeah, I also thought it wasn't happening, but so wait, what is Alex Jones gonna do? Is he still gonna work for Infowars just as, like, a literal clown, or is he gonna start, like, I don't know. So is he gonna start like information combat channel instead, or something? And Paizo announced 13 Omens, a new rules light horror RPG that does not use Pathfinder 2nd edition engine. Well, that sounds good, but engine sounds weird, but I guess it means like the role-playing system, because they make tabletop RPGs. Possibly an attempt to fix their bloated design and pivot because they know their woke take is eating away their customer base. Doesn't matter to us. Paizo is worse than Wizards of the Coast, I guess. Yeah, like my go-to fantasy RPG if I run a campaign is still the first edition of Pathfinder. I'm not saying it's the best or anything, but it's just something I'm used to, and I haven't found something that is clearly just simply better either. Um, okay, but now we finally get to Pragmata, the new game that launched about the, blonde little girl. And I have quite a lot of stuff to say about this game. So let's say I even made some notes and stuff. So let's say see if I can remember everything. But first read what it says here. Oh, Pragmata launched with Denuvo, and many legitimate buyers on Linux and Steam Deck cannot play the game they paid for. The problem is Denuvo's strict 5-machine activation limit per 24 hours. Every time you change Proton version, enable a launch option, or tweak settings like DLSS or ray tracing, it registers as a new PC and quickly locks you out. Currently, your game purchase cannot be revalidated successfully. Please wait 24 hours and try again. Users who tested different Protons on launch day are now stuck for a full day. One review pre-ordered months ago, but on release day the limit hit while trying to get the game running. Pirates played the full version days before the buyers. The same Denuvo that failed to stop early cracks is now blocking paying customers who simply wanted to optimize performance. Windows users with stable setups report fewer problems, but Linux Proton users are heavily affected. If you're Linux, use one Proton version and do not switch. Okay, I don't know much about Linux or Proton or whatever. But yeah, Denuvo sucks, and okay, I'm disgusted by most of the Pragmata fans. Like, I don't dislike the game myself. I haven't played it or anything, but like, it seems like an okay game. But this is one reason, because most of them are consumers who don't give a fuck about Denuvo. If it doesn't bite them in the ass in this particular instance, they don't give a fuck. So yeah, first, so it's called the Father Simulator, and I guess in the Resident Evil Requiem that came out recently, I guess there was a little girl you save, and in this you're a man who saves a little girl as well. So okay, first of all, I doubt it's a Father Simulator. Like I don't think you have to change diapers or deal with, tantrums and all that, the nasty stuff of fatherhood and stuff. I'm a father myself, so I have some experience in the matter. So, I'm not saying that it has to have it, that, I'm not saying it make fun gameplay, but it's just like, it's inaccurate to call it simulator if it excludes this, the negative aspects. It's more like, father arcade game, because simulator is supposed to attempt to at least be somewhat realistic. And Kotaku wrote this article. See, this is one reason why I cannot jump on the pro Pragmata bandwagon. So Pragmata isn't a sad dad game. It's a game that loves fatherhood, and that rules. So yeah, if I cannot bring myself to agreeing with Kotaku, because you'd expect them to say the opposite. And Capcom's new single-player sci-fi action game Pragmata launched today and is sitting at, of course, yeah, this is today, so that's 5 days ago or something. Is sitting at 53,000 concurrent players right now. Game holds 91% positive review. I think now it's even higher from 2,000 reviewers. So whatever, that's old information. So Diana, the girl trying to skateboard, is the cutest thing ever. I'm don't disagree that the girl is cute, because like when I first heard about this game when it was coming out a few months ago, and of course everybody was talking about the girl, and some people were talking about, yeah, there's gonna be all sorts of lewd stuff with the girl, and I was like, but I guess the girl is sort of cute, but she's slightly like uncanny valley, but it's a video game character, so I guess that's normal. But I think just so I don't think people who like this character or the game, I don't think they're pederasts or anything, but I do think there's some sort of cargo cult going on with this game. So, and yeah, this is like one, like if this is true, like some people are arguing, I don't know whether whether it's more just a meme or not, but they're claiming that billions of people will get, well, lots and lots of people will get inspired to get kids because they play this game. And, I'm for people having kids. I do think that, we should change our society in a way that makes taking care of children more viable, because nowadays there's many reasons, because for past few decades basically the ruling elite has been wanting us to die off and ensure that we don't have kids. So I think, having kids is good, but I just, the idea that people would want to start having kids because of a video game, it really disgusts me and makes me concerned. Like, of course, is something that people are simply claiming. I don't know whether how much of that is, exaggeration. But like, yeah, why do they need a game to tell them to get kids? Because it's their, basic natural instincts to want kids at some point in their life. Like, I didn't want to get a kid when I was in my 20s or something, but like, yeah, now now I'm older. I wouldn't mind getting another one or anything. But anyways, but like my issue with this is, if this game is motivating people to get kids, is that, the next viral game, what if the game tells people to eat shit? Will they start eating shit, or sacrifice their children to Moloch? If are people gonna do that too? That's my issue with, like, they should want kids because of, I don't know, more lofty reasons. Like, of course, you could argue that Pragmata here is an external manifestation of the will of the people to return to more traditional values. In that, if that's the case, then I can, condone it. Like, maybe people are simply, they cannot verbalize their, internal sentiments so well, and they just say like, I see cute girl, I want to have a kid. Like, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they actually mean, that they are really sick of this establishment that has been very anti-kids and anti-life in general, and we're going back to a more traditional direction. And this game is just, a symbol of culture going back to, better times. That would be preferable. But like, if people are really serious about this, let's start having lots of kids stuff, which, would be nice, I guess. We have to fix some fundamental problems with society, which is, of course, the Epstein class of, we are still ruled by pederast politicians who want you to die for Israel. Even if you're not American, like, it's still same thing in Japan or Europe or wherever, like, any kind of first world country. That's basically what your ruling elite is like. So yeah, we have to put these people in oubliettes first, because if you want your kids to have a future, because they're siphoning resources and causing all sorts of unnecessary dangers for your children by importing immigrants and whatever stuff. But like, hey, I would like to see the scenario of Pragmata actually leading to a proper revolution and people dealing with the Epstein class in our governments, like, because people simply want to have children so much and ensure a safe future there for their children. That would be great. Anyway, let's go to another video while I'm still gonna rant a bit further. So, but like, I don't know much about the story, but I understand that Diana, the little girl here, is not actually even human, that she's a robot. And so it sounds like it's a story of this white man sacrificing himself for a robot who's not his flesh and blood or anything like that. Or I don't know if he sacrifices, like if he dies in the end for it or anything, but at least sacrificing at least lots of his time and effort for her. So like, superficially thinking, like, yeah, it's a very, pro-family message, but like, why can't we actually have a father and a daughter game then? Like, if you're really, if people are saying this is, positive propaganda to get the birth rates up, then why not have actual, father and daughter kind of relationship instead of, helping a robot that cannot get offspring. And now that I think of it, why are there child robots like that? Like, who made it for what purpose? Unless I'm mistaken and she's not a robot, but my understanding is that she is. And also, and her voice actress is the English voice actress is a black woman apparently. And I thought that's not allowed, that if you voice act a character in a game or a animation, you have to be the same ethnicity, but apparently that's not the case. But anyway, like, going back to the part that the guy is sort of sacrificing himself for this robot that is in his flesh and blood. Like, I can almost imagine somebody like American Krogan making a video about it a couple of months down the line. That's it's another example, like the movie, is it Gran Turismo is the game, but there's like, the Clint Eastwood movie. I haven't seen it, but I've seen somebody's analysis of the movie, whatever. And another issue is that most of the people, because my fucking, like, one reason that annoys me is that my timeline on Twitter has been full of people talking about gushing over Pragmata, or Pregnatal, as I dubbed it. So they're gushing about the game instead. So my Twitter feed has been full of that instead of, I don't know, more important political stuff or whatever, or some, I don't know, just fun stuff that is actually fun for me. And very few of these people seem to care about gameplay. I've seen like a couple of people say that the gameplay is good, but I saw like a little bit of gameplay from Synthetic Man's video, and it, didn't look awful or anything, but like, so far, like, I haven't seen anything that really makes me excited about the game. Like, let's imagine it was year 2004 and there was no social media, and all I would basically know about the game is from, I don't know, seeing the, like, maybe reading some review online, or from a new website, or seeing the game box or something, or maybe some trailer somewhere. Like, I wouldn't particularly care about the game either way. It's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll buy it when it's on a sale or something. Like, I say, just imagine it's on PlayStation 2 or something, but it's not like, I haven't seen anything. It's like, wow, I really want to play this game. Uh, but yeah, I think some people will get triggered by my comments just because I'm not praising it as the greatest thing ever, because nowadays that's the level of arguments usually, like, no nuance at all. Like, if you're a leftist, you have to say it's pedo, and on this occasion, according to left, being pedo is bad, because usually it's good because it's just MAP, minor attracted person, that's valid sexuality. But like, when the right wingers like it, then it's pedophilia, the bad kind of pedophilia anyway. And the right wing is just, well, it's pro kids, but like, don't look deeper into it. Don't analyze any other, like, don't come up with other interpretations of it. But yeah, why can't we just have a actual father-daughter protection game then, instead of, robot? Like, so that's weird for me anyway. And I don't really, because this like, one thing that really doesn't, I don't feel like I'm the target audience, because it seems like it's for people with emotions, trademark, and I'm not a person with emotions. Like, people see some clip and say, "Oh my God, that makes me feel stuff." It's like no, like the only emotion stuff that like that gives me is disgust. Like that, and that doesn't mean that I see my son doing cute stuff every day, and it makes me feel pleasure and stuff. But there's a difference between actually seeing my son and a freaking video game. If I play video game, I want to do other stuff than I don't know, like I like to pretend to be a freaking hero, either going through dungeons fighting monsters or going through space fighting monsters or whatever. Okay, but let's see what it says here. Pragmata is already one of Capcom's all-time top-rated games on Steam. It launched on Steam 2 days ago, has earned an overwhelming positive English reviews, 97% positive, all the languages overwhelmingly positive. For context, it sits just a few percent points behind Capcom's longtime Steam king Resident Evil 4. I guess it means the remake. Other Capcom heavyweights like Monster Hunter World, Resident Evil 2 Remake, and Monster Hunter Rise also sit in the high 80s or low 90s. Pragmata's score is impressive for a brand new release with relatively few reviews. Okay, that's something that's good. Like it's a brand new release. It's not a remake, it's not a sequel, anything like that. That's great. Like that's something I can get behind, certainly. But yeah. And yeah, here is some, I don't know, female streamer, I guess, happy about it.
My daughter is so capable. I'm so proud of you, Diana! I'm so proud of you. Everybody clappy for her.
do my part. I know I
Oh,
can.
so cute!
Says Pragmata doing damage to voids. See, I don't know if I don't think it's making damage to the void. It's more like her simp audience wants, like, she knows that they like her. Oh, gushing over, it's so cute. Like, I guess she probably thinks the girl is cute, but I think it's more like it's an act still because I'm talking about her. I don't know who this VTuber is, but I think men are just stupid. I think these female streamers that are like, ooh, so cute, like, I think they're smarter than their audiences. Diana's skateboard is cutest thing, so I need to become dad this instant. That's it, that's the tweet. I think having a mini version of myself and wife, work in progress, and just blah 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 blah. Okay. So like if he really feels like that after playing this game, like I don't think he should have a kid. Like, all right. This is supposed to be part of the Israel news, I think. Russian authorities detained 40 Israeli officers and soldiers at Domodedovo airport in Moscow. So yeah, I don't know what it's about, but it's happened very recently. So okay, let's go back to Pragmata. Be a strong white man, look after a little white girl, pro family message. Pragmata will be designated far right soon. Yeah, but it's like, and this woman is also like, oh, cute girl.
Is this supposed to be when we first boarded the
See,
tram?
because she knows that her audience likes when she's like, oh, cute. I don't know whether she's really that excited about it. That's just my view. Oh yeah, and I don't like Diana's voice. Like I heard some of it in the Synthetic Man video I watched. Like I don't like her English voice acting. It's too American. Like disregarding the ethnicity of the actress, but it's too American. It's not cute to me. I'm sorry. I just maybe if she had like some proper Southern accent or something, but it's like the stereotypical contemporary American accent. There's probably some, I don't know, is it California accent or something? No, it's not cute, sorry. So Capcom's Pragmata is making thousands of people suddenly want to start a family. You'll play as you, a soldier stranded on a ruined lunar research station, and your job is to protect childlike android Diana while fighting rogue AI to get. It's not an android unless she has a dick, because she had gynoid or gynoid, whatever. Gynoid, if she's female. In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even streamers who say at the start that they don't like kids end up breaking down in happy tears. Many are openly admitting it made them want the children of their own. See, like if this is true, it's just depressing. It just means that the people, they're truly NPCs who don't have any like agency of their own, and they're just being manipulated by whatever media that appeals to them, basically. Like that's not good news. Yeah, here's Grace Safe, that's the English voice actress. Why is a grown black woman playing the role of a small white child? Yeah. And yeah, I didn't like her acting. And the new voice blocking Steam users who play on Linux. Yeah, well, we already talked about that. So yeah, I think this is just like consumers, like new release. I think people like that who are like over, like if it's a good game and you like the game, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But like people gushing over this video game, like it's something more than a fun game, is that's disturbing to me. And people like that really need religion. They should rather go to church or and I'm not saying, I'm an agnostic with an asterisk. Like, I believe there is a God, an organizing metaphysical principle that is usually described as God, but I don't know which religion best describes God's will or anything. But anyway, so my point is that these people, they should obsess over religion instead of video games, because I don't really I don't trust them to make good decisions, so they should just, I don't know, listen to their priest or whatever. All right, finally we're done with the Pragmata stuff. Dmitry Glugovsky, creator of Metro novel series, does not believe the next Metro entry 2039 should be called a game. Instead, he calls it an experience in times of war. He explains stories must mirror reality so its lessons are never forgotten. In this game, developed by 4A Games and shaped by the Ukraine conflict, stands as the most mature and intense in the franchise. It explores deep themes of suffering and conflict, pushing players to confront their own reflections in the post-apocalyptic Moscow underground. Just sounds lame to me, sorry. Sounds lame. It's an experience. Like, makes me think of somebody like Peter Molyneux or something, who thinks his, shit doesn't smell, or his fart doesn't smell, but it still does. Square Enix has teamed up with a Tokyo AI company called Mantra. They created a simple tool that makes one of the hardest parts of making manga much faster. Right now, editors spend more than 3,000 hours every year just picking right font size and position for every speech bubble on every page. It's slow, boring work that must be done by hand. The new tool looks at the raw pages, reads words and bubble shapes, and quickly suggests the best font and layout. Editors still check everything and can change it if needed. The AI doesn't draw or change the art at all, it only helps with the technical steps. They tested it on 1,516 pages. The editors liked it a lot. 73% were happy with the results, and every single one said they want to keep using it. One editor said it lets them work on other important tasks instead of spending all day writing font notes. I guess that sounds good. Like, of course, everything can backfire, but it sounds good. Remember that anime news I covered 1 month ago about the manga author self-translating his work into English for overseas fans can for overseas fans so they can get into their manga. I don't remember, but so anyway, the publishing company took control of the manga account, forcing him to take it down. Well, that author made a recent post saying their work wasn't selling well, and overseas fans started to donate to the mangaka to help him financially. We actually did something positive in the West. Instead of running off an author, we saved them, so I guess that's good. Shiten Akiyama, I guess that's the name of the artist. I don't know what this manga is. or anything, but I guess that's good. Good news, Greyhawk fans. In the new D&D Beyond update, the Inn of the Welcome Wench from the village of Hamlet has been renamed the Inn of the Paladin Prince. Your favorite campaign setting now X-Card approved. Game on. Honk honk. So yeah. Yeah, so it's been vokified. Like, if you watched any of my RPG Argonaut videos on my other YouTube channel, then I don't like ready-made modules or anything, but even I know what is Village of Hamlet. So Eric Menge, the writer of the new Greyhawk adventure, weighs in on why he renamed the inn. Hi Kevin, I'm the author of this adventure. I'm the one who made the call to make the change. The Wizard of the Coast didn't have input in it. I did it to direct attention to Prince Thrummel. What better way than to name the inn after him? Isn't that sexist, changing a female into a male? We're writing for convention play. I didn't want to create a suggestion that sexual favors were on offer at the inn when we have underage people playing the game. I had the name changed be a decision of Gundy Boots, and the old name still appears in the lore in the adventure. But yeah, wench doesn't mean that, well, I guess that's one, like you can use it for prostitute, I guess, but it just means a serving woman or something. Okay, Ross Scott from Accursed Farms testified today in the European Parliament. Scott argued that when a game reaches end of life, publishers should be required to leave it in a functional, playable state, such as through offline modes and private servers, without needing ongoing support for source code releases. Members of the European Parliament questioned the group on topics including the illusion of digital ownership, parallels to right to repair laws, and the need for clearer information at the point of sale. European Commission is required to provide formal response by July 27th this year. So yeah, it's good. His sacrifice is going somewhere. I call him the saint of gaming. And Dutch member of European Parliament, Catarina Vieira, aren't those the bunny girls from like Final Fantasy XII, delivered a memorable speech in European Parliament supporting the Stop Killing Games initiative. Vieira made her case by weaving in several well-known gaming references. When companies stop supporting games, we realize our princess is another castle. We cannot allow preservation to take an arrow to the knee. Citizens have a message to the EU: do not be sorry, be better. Praise the sun in a new area of digital rights. So a bit cringe, but and how about Giant Enemy Crab with the weak spot? She brought gaming culture directly into a debate on consumer rights and digital preservation. So it's good, at least they're talking about it. Oh yeah, and this is about the manga. Is it like Witch Hat Atelier or something? So there was a post that they were saying that the United Nations is somehow backing the manga or something and gushing about it, but it's been deleted. So Prof. Jesus says, feeling vindicated after all those years I spent calling this manga a United Nations sponsored psyop. So I guess Prof. Jesus was right. Yeah, Witch Hat Atelier responding to the same deleted post. And Kodansha just blocked me for pointing out they are working with the UN that has been censoring manga and anime. What a clone of a company doing this. They didn't like me pointing out how bad this looks. Hope they know this looks very damning on them now. They straight up sided with censorship of anime and manga, also sided with the UN that is pushing digital ID and IH verification. They want you to accept their political agenda. So Kodansha is the company, okay. And reasons why you shouldn't watch or read Witch Hat Atelier. Yeah, I don't know much about it. I haven't read it. Ethnic diversity, disabled characters, queer characters, characters with vitiligo, SA representation, hijabi characters, beautiful characters, and art style. Author is pro watermelon. Black people, what? This is actually a list for reasons why Small Hats Atelier is being astroturfed so hard. Is the acceptable manga anime that contains all the propaganda that they want from front and center worldwide, yeah. So everyone who loves anime needs to boycott WeChat Atelier or anime will become the next Netflix. People don't understand how serious it is. It's not stopped now. 5 to 10 years. If it's not stopped, 5 to 10 years later, every anime will be your average Netflix American show. Yeah, gender equality, inclusivity, climate action is now part of Kodansha's message. A company once known for its unapologetic promotion of Japanese entertainment is now a UN puppet. Yeah, disgusting. And Windrose, a pirate indie game, completely mugged another quadruple A game by Ubisoft. It will be funny to see how much each studio spent on its game to compare. So Windrose has 84k reviews and like 200,000 in-game players, and was this Skull and Bones has like 200 players, 66% positive. Yeah, I don't know whether Windrose is good, but it's nice to see people shitting on Ubisoft. And indie games, quote unquote, are getting day one DLC now, not even just cosmetic stuff either. It's story DLC number one. So yeah, the mouse PI, like the first person shooter in the style of Steamboat Willie, that looks interesting, but they have day one DLC, story DLC for that. That's not good. I don't like that. Steam is adding better price info for games. New code shows they will put the full 30-day price history right on Steam store pages. This includes a 30-day low label helpful discount tips based on the real lowest price of the past month. It has been required in the EU since 2023. This gives Steam the same easy price tracking that GOG already has. Yeah, so that's good, I guess. Another good thing that EU is doing. Disgusting. Capcom just nuked a huge mod channel over spicy Resident Evil costume mods. YouTuber Griso UK got emailed above 1,000 videos, including non-Capcom stuff like Stellar Blade or lose your channel, or remove 1,000 videos or lose channel. YouTube even terminated him by mistake. He's done with our Resident Evil mods now. Capcom really hates mods while letting others slide. What do you think this would be IP protection or straight bullying over mods? And Toph's original voice, so I guess is some Avatar of the last Airbender. I haven't watched it, so I don't know a great deal about it. Toph's original voice actress was fired from the role so they could hire a blind Asian woman instead. DEA was a mistake. So here DEI happens, I guess, because the character is blind and Asian, I guess. But like, not for Pragmata, blonde girl doesn't have to be a blonde girl. And this is like this. I just thought this is funny. Hitler plays Among Us. So be me, sick and depressed loser, play Among Us. Name myself Der Führer. Shits and giggles.jpg. Go to Euro FAG servers. Join game players, see name. Everyone says Hail Hitler. My face when playing with actual Nazis. Random guy calls me sus. Everyone votes him out. Everyone says Heil Third Reich.mp4. Emergency meetings left and right, purging unloyal players. Players say, what do you think, my Führer? Take him to the camp. My face when I'm actually important in life. Players say Heil every meeting. No Heil sus or equals sus. Horrified, I turned game into Nazi Germany. Shit my pants. Zip. Imposter sent to camp. Game finishes. Decide that's enough games. Become cured. No longer sick and depressed. So that was, I don't know, funny. But that's the last story of the week. So yeah, I don't have anything to say, and I hear there's some like bug here in this room, so I have to go deal with it. But I'm Adventure Argonaut. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.